My dad came out here with his granddad and his dad in a covered wagon out in Missouri. They lived in a dugout north of Kinsley, because when they came there was no house out there or anything, so they dug a hole in the side of the hill and covered it over with some limbs and lived in that dugout for I think 2 years they lived in it.
There has been some confusion as to whether the community should be called Crescent or Bethel. The churches were Bethel Methodist Church and Bethany Free Methodist Church. The cemetery is Bethel Cemetery. However, newspaper items interchangeably called the school, church, store, and cemetery Crescent and Bethel. Patricia Smith.
And all of these people came from Tennessee and in the East. And I don't know, maybe I've read, or whether I'm just imagining it, that there'd be a guy coming through the country, or he'd get into the community and say, oh, there's the richest land out there, come on out, you know, you can get it for $1 an acre if you live on it. And all this, you know, and I think he was quite a salesman.
So I was born about, a mile north and a mile west and 3/4 north of here. I went to Bethel School. It was, 2.5 miles south of here. There was a school in every township at that time.
I'm very glad to note the improvements you have made in the way of paint, porch, library, and the like. It seems to me that the pupils are neater and brighter as well as your school. I believe a barn-like school can often make a boy want to act like he was in a barn. Kiowa County Superintendent Albert A. Hodges, September 17, 1919.
Reverend Martindale of Wichita preached a very able discourse at Bethel on Sunday 15 on the subject, Why Do I Believe in Christ? Kinsley Graphic, March 27, 1896.
We had the 2 churches in the area, and they were well attended, and even some of the ministers and all went on to become bishops and things like that from our local church. We had the Methodist church a mile and a quarter south of here, and then a mile west of there was a Free Methodist church.
This year marks either the 49th or 50th anniversary of the founding of the Bethel Methodist Episcopal Church in the Crescent Community. Church records from the 80s have been lost, and there is some question as to the correct year of organization of the church. Pioneer residents of the Crescent Community are being questioned, and it is hoped correct data can be presented at the meeting on Sunday. Mullinville News, August 20th, 1936.
Well, I've always lived on a farm and don't know anything else, just a farm.
It was in the sand, and they didn't have to dig as hard as they do in this hard land.
We're not a gumbo type soil, we're sandy, and as long as the sand is wet, you can plow it and all, but if it gets dry, it gets hard, you can't drive a stake into it.
Dear Miss Jenny Brown, how are you, and how do you enjoy the sand? I believe it will make a fellow fat. Anna, May 1st, 1911.
Houses are being moved away and torn down and disbanded and all of those things, and farmers are getting smaller because they can take care of many, many more acres now.
The little child of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Lovett died Tuesday and was buried in the new cemetery on Christmas Day. Kinsley Graphic, December 27th, 1901.
Well, yes, our churches are nicely gone, and the school is gone. The school building is around yet. It's at home. It's been moved a couple of times, but it's still here. And the community as a whole has kind of migrated to the towns like Greenberg and Kinsley, Mullinville some. Well, as I said here the other night, I counted 44 houses that used to be kind of up and down this road are part of this community, but since then I've thought of some more. And that goes back, houses that was clear back even to dugouts and things like that. But I think right now I can be safe in saying there's not over 5 or 6 houses in the same area.